All right. Welcome, all of our faithful listeners, to another episode of the E. Bermuda podcast. I, as always, am Taylor Durden. With me is my cohort, Max Herman.
Hello again, everyone.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
And so we're going to start things off a little bit differently this time. Max told me he's got something special that I guess he was going through some of our coffers here, the emails, and that he said he had curated something for us. What do you got?
Oh, yeah, I got something real special. But real quick, before we get into everything, I can see your hand from here. What the hell's wrong with your hand?
Oh.
It's there looks like there's a bullet going through it. What's happening there?
It's not good. So at work today, I had a little mishap. I haven't had an accident in quite some time. And today I decided to play Tony Soprano and stab myself with an ice pick.
Wait a minute.
Right through the palm.
First of all, why do you have an ice pick when it's at the coldest 40 degrees here in Tampa, Florida?
I don't think you need to know these things. Funny enough, I had gotten we had gotten a used car in at work, and was cleaning it out and all that, and it was in the car. It was one of the things that they're just throwing out, and I was like, I am taking this ice pick, and that's going in my toolbox.
Well, I think you have evidence. Is what you have.
Well, now it's tainted.
Would they drive down here from New Jersey and
probably.
Hey, you know what? Keep the car. I don't need it anymore.
Yeah, I think it had yellow plates on it.
Oh, yeah, there you go. All right, well, that cat's out of the bag. All right, but what I want to talk about here is, we've gotten a lot of faithful listeners that have written us letters, and oh my God, it's been some really funny stuff.
Yeah, it's been a blast.
But since it's the season, this is releasing around the Gasparilla time. I searched into the letters, the word Gasparilla, and I got a couple of them, and I siphoned through a couple.
Okay.
I found two that I think are going to be really good. I have one that I'm going to read, and I'm going to give you one.
I like this.
You might figure this out why in a little bit. But first, let's read this. This is from Jennifer C. So Jennifer C., thanks for writing into us. Funny little story here. She says, and I quote, "I moved to Tampa from Ohio in 2017 to start school at USF. While my friends pretended to love going to OSU, I came down here and laid on the beach all day. After a while, my dad made me get a job, and a girl in my class had told me her job was hiring for the Gasparilla season." Ooh. "What's that?" I asked her. Gasparilla. It's like the biggest thing we have in Tampa, Florida. We do it every January, and I needed money fast. She told me she works 3 nights a week, pays all of her bills, so I said, how hard could it be? The job was Gaspar's Grotto in Ybor City. Server job.
So easy. Just breeze right on through the Gasparilla season.
She obviously had not been on 7th Avenue very much. She goes on to say, "I laughed through the training. I made some friends in the kitchen, and then came my first lead shift, which was Gasparilla. I had a trainer following me, so I was pretty confident, but around 1 hour in, the trainer realized I was very inexperienced. I'm not sure what gave it away, but when she told me that item is 86th, and I said, 'What's that mean?'
Oh, Lord.
Her eyes got big. After a few more moments, she told me, 'Listen, I'm taking over, which is a bad thing because I ate 3 caps before the shift.'"
In true Tampa fashion.
I don't know if you've ever been in a server shift when you're like training and you're like, this guy's going to do everything, so I'm going to just hang back.
Just kind of mellow. Yeah.
Listen, I've worked tables on mushrooms, so it's no big deal. She says, "I didn't know what that meant, but I was ready for war.
Oh, Lord.
Puke, piss, other random liquids. I was in way over my head, but I'm not a quitter. I kept pushing on. At one point, though, I was carrying a tray full of drinks when a drunk pirate yanked my arm, and by some miracle of physics, I was able to save the drinks from spilling. He held up a $20 bill and said, 'Hey, Spanky,' whatever that means. 'Hey, Spanky, bring me a Bud Light.' I snatched the 20 out of his hand, said, 'Yes, sir,' and never saw that man again. I hope he's dead."
Perfect.
As the shift came to a close, I sat there defeated, having a cigarette, my very first cigarette. I don't smoke.
You do now.
I was going to say, in the service industry, when you're like, "Can I sit down?" I'm like, "No." Like, "Well, can I have a cigarette?" "Yeah, go ahead."
Yep.
You go, "You know what? I'm a smoker today."
Yep.
Let's see. Okay, I had the a couple came up to me and my coworker as we were smoking. They said, "Hey, we're visiting from Iowa. Is this place always like this?" In full pirate wench garb, my coworker said, "Yep, every Saturday, Tampa is a pirate town." That was my first ever Gasparilla and my last shift at Gaspar's Grotto. So rest in peace to the server job. Jennifer C., thank you for writing in.
Man, talk about trial by fire.
Dude, I mean, I have some Gasparilla stories of my own when I was a server.
Yeah.
But I mean, I grew up here. I knew what I was getting into.
Yeah,
so
of
I was
course.
like, all right, just, let's drink a bunch of coffee. Let's go out there and make the most of it. If I was somebody who didn't know what the hell was about to happen.
God.
Just
being so overwhelmed like that. Oh, my Lord.
I love the Iowa couple, too.
Yeah, of course.
Is it always like this? Yep, every single Saturday. All right. Well, thank you again, Jennifer. Now I have one from you. This is from Anonymous, and I'm not going to say anything about it. You just take it from here, read it, and go for it.
All right, let's hear from Anonymous. Okay. Hey, guys. Stumbled upon your podcast and been loving it so far. I thought I would share a story of a Gasparilla adventure I had about 15 or so years ago. I had been invited by a friend to participate in the boat invasion. Oh,
Nice.
Those are a blast.
That's the way to do it.
We got to the Davis Island Marina early in the morning and began drinking right away, as you do.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't know anybody else there aside from my friend, and there were a lot of people boarding this trip. Once on the boat, we headed out to the water for a morning of high seas adventure with our fellow quote-unquote pirates. Everyone on the boat was already a drunken mess very early on, including our captain. At one point, he ended up running our sailboat aground upon what I assume was a sandbar of some sort.
So this guy crashed the boat.
Hold on, wait a second. No, hold on. Okay. Someone had also brought what looked like hundreds of Jell-O shots in these little plastic cups.
Sounds pretty on par.
Okay, wait. Who sent this?
It's anonymous, honestly. So,
This happened to me.
Did you send it?
No, I do not believe I did.
No,
but
okay. So you had a crash captain.
Yeah, like years ago. We went. My wife and I, my first wife, we went. We got invited to a big group, and it was a sailboat, and we met up at Davis Island Marina, and it was like, God, I don't know, 7:00 in the morning, and when I brought one giant bottle of Grey Goose vodka,
nice,
and I had 2 bottles of cranberry juice, and so I just swigged the neck down on the bottles of cranberry juice, and then topped them off with the vodka, and just start drinking.
Well, first of all, we've all been there.
Yeah, I mean, it's breakfast food.
Yes,
it's breakfast.
Got a lot of vitamin C in there, Taylor. You're doing fine.
Yeah, I'm not going to have scurvy.
Yeah, you're going to be great.
I'll be fine. But
that's the biggest problem with pirates. So you got your vitamin C, and you're good to go.
And I swear to God, our captain was drunk as shit, and we got stuck on a sandbar.
No shit.
And we had to rock the boat. He was like, everyone forward, everyone aft, everyone forward, and we had to rock it to get off the sandbar.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so all right. So there we were, stuck on the sandbar, and we had also brought a shit ton of Jell-O shots.
I think you should just keep reading.
Yeah. So there we were, stuck on the sandbar, slamming back Jell-O shots. The couple that brought them, were throwing them at passing boats and even threw some on police boats. Yes, we did.
Yep.
We absolutely did. I ended up making out with some chick below deck, and before I knew it, we had worked our way off the sandbar, and the invasion was over.
That was at the end of the day.
We eventually docked amongst dozens and dozens of boats, all tied together. Some of us went boat to boat, drinking and partying for pretty much the rest of the day. Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Go boat to boat,
Man, I had these crazy beads, too, that were, super rare, and so everyone was trying to get, the good beads from you. And I remember some chick, we were on top of their boat, some married chick.
Nice.
And she was like, I'll take you downstairs and show you my boobs for your beads. I was like, no, I'm good, thanks.
Gasparilla, it's a lot of fun, but it brings out the dark side in people.
It's ridiculous. Okay, so back to the letter. This is really uncanny. This is funny.
So you're throwing Jell-O shots. Let's go.
Eventually, a small group of us, me, my friend, and the couple with the Jell-O shots, made it from the marina to the Davis Island bars somehow safely in my friend's Jeep and partied through the night. That we definitely did.
Yeah.
We closed the bars, and my friend tried driving off the island, but got lost. Along the way, we picked up this drunk hitchhiker.
It's only one road.
No.
It's only one road.
It was 4:00 in the morning, 3:00 in the morning, something like
boy.
that. Okay, so along the way, we picked up this drunk hitchhiker who sort of sketched everyone out until he pulled out this drumstick holder, opened it up, and pulled out a foot-long joint.
Nice.
And let me tell you, when we picked that dude up, he was disheveled.
Oh, yeah?
I was like, do not pick this dude up in this Jeep. Like, this guy's sketchy.
Hunchback.
Yeah, man.
Drool coming out.
Like military jacket, book bag, the whole deal. Yeah, man. It was just really weird. And I was like, why are we picking up some dude walking down a random road in Davis Island?
A military jacket in the Gasparilla parade.
Right.
You got to search that guy.
And so this guy gets on, and we're driving around, and he's being really quiet. And I'm starting to sober up just because of the situation.
Yeah, because you feel like this is the last moment of your life.
Right.
Yeah.
And this guy, he pulls out this drumstick holder, and we all kind of look at each other thinking, like, what's he going to pull out
anthrax.
of this thing? Yeah, or like a weird shaped knife is going to come out of it. And he pulled out the biggest joint I've ever seen in my life. Oh, man. All right, so back to that. We eventually made it off the island.
Yep.
Dropped the hitchhiker off somewhere around downtown.
Oh, boy.
And our new friends, us, from the boat somewhere in Ybor around 5 or 6 a.m. Yep. At that point, I had been up for 24 hours and it was time to crash for a few days. It's one Gasparilla that, while I barely remember it, I'll never forget. Maybe I'll see you again on the high seas, Taylor. Who the fuck sent this?
Well, that's why I picked it. When I started reading it, I was like, I got halfway through it and I was like, oh, this is a pretty good one. Oh, the hitchhiker and everything. And then I got to the end, I'm like, no.
That's great.
So do you remember that?
So
obviously you remember a lot of it.
I remember being in the Jeep. I remember.
Do you remember who was the person with you?
No.
Because then we got to do some detection.
Not one bit.
And we got to figure out who wrote
Not
this.
one bit, because I did not know. That was a weird thing. So my ex-wife, when we were together, we were a little bit of a mess at a lot of.
That's why the X is in front of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And we would find ourselves in situations that were probably not safe.
I would say this
ended up being a hell of a story, every one of them.
Yeah.
But
that's how stories are made.
Yeah.
Shit, you just stabbed yourself in the hand and we got a story out of it. I wouldn't call that I'm sure that's not OSHA approved to be stabbing a car with an ice pick.
No, it's fine.
You got to take some risk to get the biscuit.
But yeah, we were in this Jeep, and I remember I'm like, we're in this Jeep with fucking total strangers. I'm just going to keep drinking.
Yeah.
And
What's
hopefully.
the worst that could happen?
Right. I mean, there was no top on it, so I'm like, worst that happens, I'm just bailing out this bitch.
Yeah.
See you later.
Yeah, just tuck and roll, man.
Yeah, I'll be fine. But yeah, I remember us driving around. I remember them being crazy lost. We ended up driving through neighborhoods all around Davis Island.
Davis Island, it's like one way in, one way out.
Yeah, and the bars are on the one way in and one way out.
Yeah, it's like just if you start smelling pizza, you're close.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I remember us just driving and the guy getting frustrated and then just finally you know what? Fuck it. And we just drove back to the marina, back, all the way around the water by the Pedro Knight Airport, and back to the end down the little beach area, and then drove. And I guess he missed his kind of the turn to get back to Main Road, and we went through all these neighborhoods.
That's ridiculous.
And that's when we saw this dude walking in a fucking neighborhood. And we're like, yeah, come on in. And then, at the time, I did not smoke pot at all. So, I'm very uncomfortable.
Around marijuana.
Well, just being shit tanked, and this dude that's already
With
lost
strangers.
is now getting high.
And now you have the next major terrorist threat in America.
Right. Man, it was like 4 dudes in a Jeep and then my wife, and every's wasted. I was like, I'm on high alert.
Yeah, exactly.
But this is hilarious that whoever this was, I guess we became buddies, and I don't remember it.
And I had 6 or 7. I had a few of them as options to read for Gasparilla.
Yeah.
And I read through them. I took my time, and when I saw that last few lines, I was like, oh, I have to give him this.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
well,
you're welcome.
Thank you, Anonymous, for keeping creepily tabs on my life
and thanks to all
what
of
I'm
you
doing. That's
for
fantastic.
writing in. Honestly,
absolutely.
We will read more of these. We had about a dozen or so, and it's I want to get these on here, but but the main reason why we're here today is to talk about the weird people in Ybor history.
Absolutely. We don't get many of these one-on-ones, and so when we do, I like picking cool characters.
Who did you pick to talk about this time?
So, I always butcher the hell out of his last name, but Jose Luis
Avellanal.
Avellanal?
Yeah.
Avellanal?
Avellanal?
Yeah,
I'm pretty
sure.
sure that's
I'll
it.
take it. I'll take it.
I've been saying it for about 15 years.
Yeah.
Avellanal.
But between the doctor, good doctor, his
Ramon was his dad. Jose Ramon Avellanal.
Oh, that's right.
Was his dad.
That's
and
right.
His dad, from what I read,
because they're both Jose's,
right?
But the middle names
he was
are different.
technically a junior, but he was the middle name different. And his dad was one of the most prominent doctors and very well off. One of the richest actual Cubans in Ybor City, because a lot of Spaniards had money here, but he was a very rich Cuban. And unfortunately, though, he kind of goes by the wayside.
Yeah, man. His son kind of outshined.
He's one of the craziest people that ever came through Ybor City.
He's so notorious and so infamous in this town that the USF Digital Library has an entire section dedicated to this
to
dude.
Jose Luis Avellanal.
Yeah.
First of all, the guy was crazy from the get-go. He would hurt other children on purpose a lot, and his dad, being who he was, kind of just got him out of trouble all the time. But so let's do a little background here. Jose Ramon Avellanal. I looked into him quite a bit. He, like I said, very prominent doctor, amazing at what he did, very smart, one of the richest Cubans in Ybor City, and opened up the Bien Público, the first public hospital of Ybor City, where the Don Vincente sat for many, many years. Unfortunately, now it's not the Don Vincente, but it's right there, right across from Mr. Ebor's factory, and right next here to the kids. You can throw a rock and hit it from here.
Absolutely.
In that place, I mean, it later became the Gonzalez Hospital and Clinic when it was purchased by a Dr. Gonzalez later on, and that's where a lot of people will tell you, "Oh, I was born in the Gonzalez Hospital." Yeah,
I see that a lot in like Facebook comments on Tampa history and stuff. It's either like Centro Asturiano, I believe, and then the Gonzalez Hospital.
And then my generation was all St. Joseph's Hospital.
Yeah, St. Joe's Women's.
Yeah, exactly. But Jose Ramon, like I said, very prominent, but his son early on showed a lot of signs of like aggression, kind of, psychotic behavior. He got in an argument with his caretaker one time when he was very young, tried to gouge out both of her eyes in an argument. I mean, and they were like, boys will be boys.
Right. I read one where he had also like shot a buddy of his in the eye
when he was about 10 years old, shot a friend in the eye, and they were like, well, he only needs one. Right. I mean, literally, they just kept sweeping everything under the rug for this kid. At one point, I want to preface this. He was actually really smart.
Yes.
Just like his father.
Dangerously so.
Brilliant man, but sometimes that could be used for evil. And he, at a young age, actually built a working electric chair.
Right.
He convinced a little boy in the neighborhood to sit in the chair, pulled the switch, and then realized, oh shit, I'm electrocuting a person.
Right.
Unpulled it, and the kid survived, but he was completely disformed.
Yeah.
And naturally treated free of charge.
Right.
At the hospital.
And I wonder where he got such an idea about electrocuting people.
Well, from what I heard, after he gouged out that caretaker's eye, she quit. Naturally.
I was going to say, I'm sure she stuck around.
Yeah, no,
because,
I think the next morning was like, once I'm out of this hospital, you can kiss my ass goodbye.
Yeah.
Basically, his next caretaker thought it would be a good idea to start reading him the book Frankenstein.
Yeah, good old Mary Shelley. Yep.
Yeah, which is a fantastic story. It's timeless.
Really
In fact, there's a brand new Frankenstein movie that just came out.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, great movie. Frankenstein is a timeless young Frankenstein. I mean, there's been so many different things that have come out of the Frankenstein franchise. He is a Halloween figure, basically.
Yeah.
It's an amazing story, but maybe not the best reading for a kid that's aggressive and a little kooky and also very smart.
Yeah.
He became fascinated with electricity and reviving the dead. In fact, later on, he had this brilliant idea of capturing stray cats in Ybor City, freezing them, and trying to electrocute them back to life. There's all this folklore about he caught so many cats that we had a rat problem.
Yeah, that's what I've read. That was really the rise of the rat population back here again.
Because the cats used to kill them, and now they're all in a freezer somewhere while he's trying to jumper cable them.
And not to jump too far ahead. Spoiler alert: he died. But
yes, and as all of us will do.
I had read at one point that when he died like not that long ago either, like in the 80s, like 82, 83, something like that.
He lived a full life.
Yeah. He was in the 1980s when he died. But from what I heard and read, it was that not only did he, because he took so many cats from this area, he ran out. And went to neighboring areas.
Really?
And kept taking cats.
Man.
And upon his death, not only did they find his home fridges and freezers and all that chock full of cats, but they had found storage units that were rented out in his name, filled with freezers, filled with frozen dead cats.
First of all, that's a pretty big red flag. You're killing cats for fun.
Right.
If you have any friends out there that are doing that, I would probably call the authorities right away.
Well, not only that, but you got to think of like, okay, this guy he's going to reanimate the dead.
Right.
He's going to reanimate flesh. Well, you can't shoot it to kill it.
Right. You have to catch it, and it has to die of a way that you can get it back, the way we did the woolly mammoth.
Like putting it in a freezer.
Yeah, exactly.
All these poor cats died in that in those freezers, man. This guy was nuts.
He was a monster.
Nuts.
Well, not only was he did end up in prison eventually.
Yeah.
He went to
Tennessee, right?
Tennessee State Penitentiary. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing about it is, so back then, before like you can like Google people,
right?
He went missing in prison. He went to prison. Mm-hmm. When he came back, he had purchased a bunch of medals from the Mexican army.
I heard about that.
And he purchased them. I don't know where he got them. Probably some 5 and dime or something.
Yeah.
And he would wear a military uniform around town and just like proudly announce, I'm a hero in Mexico. I in Mexico, I'm probably one of the biggest names.
Right.
And it's just, but because people would be like, hey, where you been? Oh, I went and fought wars. What do you mean? I'm a hero. And so back then people were like, okay, well, he's a hero. Let's all trust him. Also his dad was a very big deal. So he found a way to channel. He did end up in military school before all that.
Right.
So they were like, okay, the military school worked. He channeled all his anger. He's a hero now. He comes back. He starts living at the El Pasaje, right over here, that beautiful building that I love so much, which I miss Cafe Creole.
Only one with the curved bricks.
Yeah, it's a very Italian Renaissance. If you haven't seen it, just take a tour with Max Herman. Anyway, so he lives up there. And by the way, also at the El Pasaje, there was a brothel. There was illegal gambling. There was it was Ybor. Yeah. But he starts to kind of, going back and forth between the Gonzalez Clinic and the El Pasaje, going back and forth. And like I said, his dad was a legend in the building. His dad opened Bien Público. He's like, oh yeah, come on in, Jose Luis, no big deal.
Well, when he came back, he had to have a job, right?
Right.
He had to work somewhere.
Well, the funny thing about it is they were hiring at the Gonzalez Hospital and Clinic, but only in one place. Mortician's assistant.
Makes sense.
In the basement, yes, there are basements. As you all know, there are also tunnels. But in the basement of the Don Vincente today, which many, many times I've been down in that basement,
Same.
It is a creepy experience.
It's one of the only places that really skeeved me out in this whole town that I've been in.
Yeah, when I would bring groups into the Don Vincente, I would get them in and out. I didn't feel. I sit here all night. I spend the night in the Cuban Club, no problem.
Right.
But the Don Vincente, I don't know who the hell would pay to stay there.
Man, it's wild because I remember when they used to do the repeal day parties
right.
there, and they're amazing.
Oh God!
And I was unaware of the history of that building at the
really?
time. Yeah.
So you just thought it was some boutique hotel?
Yeah. And I thought, and the way how
it was gorgeous
and how ornate it was, I thought it always was.
It was like the Titanic,
hotel.
man.
Right.
It was like chandeliers, giant mirrors. Yeah. It was gorgeous.
I mean, the only thing I knew of was the infamous Room 305.
Right. Yeah.
And but that was it. So I assumed it was always a hotel.
That room got pretty infamous. I don't know when you went to your repeal day, but in 2012, the Dead Files.
Yeah,
you've heard of that TV show.
I believe when I first went was probably 2010, 2012.
Okay, so around then.
Yeah.
But they went there and they were like, we got to see this 305 thing.
Yeah.
We got it. And they had a lot of contact. If you ever have a chance to watch the episode Hotel Hell, great episode of the Dead Files. And they went in the basement. But go on.
Yeah. So repeal day, they would have a little cantina down in the basement. And I would go down there, mingling and all that. Right. And I kept flicking my head because I would see shadows in the corner of my vision. Yeah. Like somebody's hovering right by my face. And I move and I'm like, what the fuck is going on down here? Am I starving of oxygen? Is there a carbon monoxide leak down here?
Yeah, probably.
Oh no, it's just the crematorium is still
That's the funny thing.
Bricked into the fucking wall.
You moved the gravestones, but you didn't move the bodies.
Right.
They literally, I don't know, they put bricks up and said that ought to do it.
Yeah.
No. In fact, Jack Shiver, who was the owner at the time, he would tell the stories to the groups. I mean, we'd bring him in and he'd be like, listen, this is what happened to me in here. This is what happened. And honestly, still to this day, when I bring groups to the Don Vincente, you'll have random people walk by. And usually they're a little older. They're like, listen, I worked here, and let me tell you what happened to me.
Hell yeah.
And there used to be a concierge there that was fantastic. He would always tell stories to the groups. And I mean, it was probably, before the Cuban Club was our marquee spot, it was our marquee spot.
Yeah, because I remember the first time I took a tour, prior to you acquiring the company, I believe, they took us in there.
Yep.
And
I used to go in there too with my tours.
And that's what I learned about. That's when I learned about it. I was like, wait, that's what this fucking building was? Are you kidding me?
Yes.
I was like, that explains it, man.
The basement was full of dead bodies. That was where the morgue was. They also used to do surgees down there because, hell, if your surgery goes wrong, you're already in the morgue. So
right to the oven.
That's good time management. Yeah, that's it. But rumor has it that Mr. Jose Luis Avellanal would actually steal some of the letterheads from the doctors, write into different medical schools, Harvard and Northwestern and all these places, going like, hey, so I'm a doctor in Tampa, Florida. I'm working on this project to try and reanimate dead tissue, hearts, livers, lungs, that kind of thing. And one day a doctor writes back and says, oh, well, obviously the issue you're having is you're using frozen parts that have been dead for too long. You need fresh tissue.
Oh.
So after that, a couple of girls started going missing at the El Pasaje brothel.
Good.
Now, like I said, this guy
everyone needs a mentor.
Right. Maybe not everyone. I don't know who taught Hitler all that stuff, but whoever, I mean, like, you know. Anywho, long story short, I mean, he never went to jail. He never faced trial for any of these things. But there's all kinds of folklore and rumors that he would literally take girls down there because, well, you know, he would tell people, oh, I'm a doctor at the Gonzalez Clinic, and which was a lie. But people would be like, oh yeah, your dad was a doctor. You must be a doctor too. You have all these medals on your chest. I forgot to mention he also made fake diplomas and degrees.
Yeah, he ran a diploma mill.
He would. It was quite famous actually, and he made his own diplomas and degrees and everything, and he'd hang them on the wall, and people would be like, well, yeah, I trust this fucking guy. He's a hero. He's a doctor. And they'd go, you know, I could fix that little scar on your face in 20 minutes or so. Why don't we go down to the surgery center in the basement over there? We'll go right across the street at middle of the night. I mean, he's talking to a prostitute. So, you know, it's like, when you get off your shift, why don't we go over there? They go down there, and, well, like I said, a couple of those girls never came back up.
Yeah, I hear he would anesthetize them and then have his way.
Yep.
And then if they didn't make it,
you know, there's an infirmary right there. Dump them right in and watch them burn.
Yep.
Oh, man. That is one of the... Once you said I couldn't pronounce his name, I was like, I know exactly who this is.
I love this character. I mean, I've read so much, and there's so many good articles about him. There's so many good pictures of him out there.
There's a lot of good ones out there.
My favorite one is the one where he, you know, because the guy tried to be so esoteric, especially when he was older. And there's a real famous picture of him wearing a Shriner's fez.
Yeah, the fez.
And he's holding like a crystal or something.
His eyes are really big. That is a
full
great photo.
Aleister Crowley, you know.
In fact, when you do the cover photo for this one, use that.
Yeah. I planned on it.
That is an iconic photo of him.
I mean, it wraps it up about this dude.
He was not of this world.
No,
he was definitely one of the kookiest. But and like I said, what a shame because his father did so much for this community.
Right, and the dude was such a known character too. Because you're like, like you said, you walk down the street proudly wearing this Mexican soldier. I mean, when you know, obviously why he went to prison.
Right. Yeah.
You know, because after he got in so much trouble, you know, his dad sent him away. Like, you're going to military school.
Well, when he was in military school, by the way, a lot of solitary confinement because he kept trying to hurt other people.
Right.
Like literally, like if they get in a fight, he'd wait for them to go to sleep and try and suffocate him to death. And shit, you know, like so.
And so I guess he made one friend.
Yeah.
And friend invited him, hey, why don't we go to my family's for the holidays? He's like, yeah, sure, no problem. And then Christmas morning, the family woke up?
They see that he's missing and so is the car.
Weirdo's gone, car's gone.
The stranger is missing. Right. That's not a good sign. They did end up finding him. He was deep into the woods, and he had a prisoner. He was torturing and experimenting on. And the funny thing about it is, like, you know, you'd think that would do it.
You would think. I mean, he spent 9 years.
9 years. And once he was released on good behavior, his dad thought, you know, if he can come back to Ybor, that'd be a good idea because he'll be close by. And like I said, his dad was a good part of the community. Yeah,
it really was. And the Publico was great because, I mean, that was an era where all the hospitals and stuff were all in the social clubs.
Right.
You know, everything really technically was privatized by
Centro Estudiano had to go in Centro Español, but like the Cuban club was more like, all right, you have the measles, so take these and go home. Like it was you know, it wasn't, they weren't cutting you open, you know, and anything like that. This guy was able to do some major things at Bien Publico. And when it became the Gonzalez Hospital and Clinic, like I said, until the 80s?
Because, I mean, his father, when he was running the Publico, that was post Jorge Treyes.
Well, it was, a little bit after.
Because Jorge Treyes was started like in the 30s into the 50s.
Yeah, the Publico was actually pretty early. I think that was around the same time, but I know the Publico was public. It was it was like everybody's hospital, while Treyes was a private practice.
Oh, it was private. You're right.
Yeah, you had to really.
That's right.
You know, if you had the money, you could go to Jorge Treyes. But you know, that's why also in the morgue it was like. Yeah, that place was getting pretty full because most of the surgeries back then in El Publico were like, good luck, man. You know, if you have to go into the knife, well, get your affairs in order, you know, that kind of thing. Yeah. I mean, you really think about it. Oh, at the Italian club, they have their surgery centers now, their office area.
Oh, really? Cool.
And they still have a skylight. Because that's how they used to do surgeries. They used the sunlight because they were like, we don't have any money for electricity. So, like, get him in here. Wow. Let's try and chop him real quick. Oh, fuck, he died. All right, bring the next one in here. Yeah. Oh, shit, he died too. And they'd use the same fucking scalpel on every person.
It's some poor sweaty kid in the corner with a mirror trying to guide the light.
To go
Disease!
Light! Exactly. I mean, when they say it was the top-notch medical equipment, top-notch is, I mean, they were only a generation away from putting leeches on you.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't that great.
Absolutely.
But, you know, like I said, though, it's an amazing story, and that's one of the many characters, and we got plenty more to talk about. But, I mean, you know, this is one of those places that it's the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah.
There's a lot of weird, there's a lot of wild, and you get sucked in and you can't get out.
Sometimes.
Yeah, man.
Sometimes, as Rudy would say, sometimes.
Shout out to Rudy.
Now, you know, with the Don Vincente, so Shiver owned it.
Right.
Do you remember when he bought it? It was like in the 70s, I think?
I believe it was, I think that it was the
70s or 80s, maybe?
I think it was the early 80s. I was born in 88, but I'd have to look it up to find out exactly, but I'm pretty sure it was early 80s.
Because I know he had it for a long time.
And then 2015 is when it shut down. Because like I said, I used to bring people in there. When I first started doing the ghost tour, I fucking loved that place.
Yeah.
Plus, also, like I said, when you're in with the owner,
Yeah,
you know,
right.
it's pretty cool.
I would love to have Shiver on here. I love that dude. What a character
We might
that
be,
guy is.
yes, that might be tough. We could get Damon Shiver.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
He'd be good. But in the meantime, like that place, though, Don Vincente was an amazing thing. Now around COVID time, well, I think Daryl bought it, Daryl Shaw. And he rented it out to the Department of Defense. And I don't know what the hell they're doing in there.
I don't either. I know that when you try to look in the front door, look at the staircase.
They started going, get out of here.
Yep.
I literally, I have to do my tours from like the parking lot because I
Yeah.
don't want to be too close because they'll start talking to you. Like, what are you guys doing out here? We're like,
Yeah.
well, we're doing a ghost tour. You're in a very haunted Okay, one time I said that. You're in a very haunted building. And the security guard stopped for a second and goes, they didn't tell me that shit. And he closed the door. And he just closed the door and went back inside. I didn't see that guy again the next day. But
you know, it's wild how many of these buildings that we love so much, like the Don Vincente
Right.
and the Pasaje, they're all government buildings now.
yeah, what SoCom's in the
Yeah,
Pasaje now?
last I heard, so
Lord.
when I had opened up a tattoo shop here with a friend of mine, we were going through the motions of trying to get a building nailed. And in the interim, we were allowed temporary asylum inside the El Pasaje. And we had set up that front corner with all the windows.
Damn, lucky you,
It was
dude.
a beautiful tattoo
Wow.
shop, too. It was great. For just a temporary, I mean, we were there for maybe a year at most.
That's a great spot.
Oh, it was amazing. And a lot of our clients were military dudes. And we had caught wind that, like, yes, SOCOM's going to be moving in. And when we moved out, this was in 2014, that we had heard SOCOM had taken over that building. Now, if they're still in there, I'm not sure, but I would assume
they
so.
are in there, but for a while it was Radiant Corporate Headquarters in there, too. Do you know Nick Capitano, of course?
That's who we ended up renting our building from.
Right. Well, you know, his dad was the bellhop of the El Pasaje.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't know
And
that.
he would like race to the after school. I want to go see dad at the El Pasaje. And one day he told his family at the dinner table, I love the El Pasaje so much that when I grow up, I'm going to buy it. And they all started. They laughed right in his face,
Yeah.
like, "No, bitch, you'll never buy that building." Well, he created.
Guess what?
He created Radiant Oil, which is now Radiant Car Wash, I believe. Either way,
Really?
he did buy the building in the early 2000s, and it was Radiant's corporate headquarters for many
No
years.
kidding. Yeah. We ended up renting. Now where La Ferona Cigar Lounge is, was where my tattoo shop was.
Yeah, good
And
spot,
that-
too.
Yeah,
Right
it's a
there on
great
7th.
spot, and that was all Capitano.
Yeah. Oh no, Capitano ruled this town.
Yeah.
He, Shiver, Kahana, all these guys, they were like big wigs. In fact, I have a funny story. Joe Howden, who we should have on here too.
Yes, absolutely.
Joe has a house on Fifth, Little Casita, right next to the La Cata house, by the way. Anywho, he's thinking about buying this house, and I mean, back then, I don't know, he probably paid $30,000 for it.
Right.
This is the 80s, and he's like, Jack, come over here and check out this house. I'm thinking about buying it. And Jack Shiver, being who he was, crawls under the house and just starts fucking around with shit. He crawls back out. He goes, Joe, either buy this house or I will. He's like,
I love Jack Shiver so much.
Yeah,
that dude. Man, did you ever see his place that he had on 7th? The upstairs
Remind me of
apartment.
this.
So where I'm trying to think which building that was on top of. It's one where all the famous apartments.
I heard of
are
it
in
because
the
I
middle
think
of
Jamie
7th.
was talking about
Yeah,
it.
and so
when we interviewed Jamie. Yeah.
because at one point Evan Christopher of the Spookies
Right.
had rented that.
Oh, I know this place.
and
kind of by La France area.
Yes. And when Evan had rented it, the landlord unfortunately told him that it was wet zone and all this stuff, and none of it was true. And the
shit.
city came down and it sucked. I felt so bad for the dude
Yikes.
because he thought he was doing his due diligence. But now obviously he's in a great location.
Yeah,
now
that's
over on
probably even
15th.
better.
Yeah, way better.
Way better.
But where he was going to move into was Jack Shiver's old apartment. And I went to a party there, and the balcony is a shared balcony for all the apartments. And Jack had these amazing floor-to-ceiling windows looking into his place. Cool. And it looked like something out of like Bram Stoker's Dracula.
That's cool.
He had this dining table that's longer than this table that we're talking on, all with like 5-foot-tall high back chairs, cool. And it was like everything was macabre.
Like he's gonna hit a button and it just tips over.
Yeah,
into
man, that's exactly
like
right.
Evil.
Yes, that's exactly. It was the coolest place I'd ever seen.
That's cool.
I was like, this dude rules.
That guy is cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean, to have the vision of the Don Vincente,
right?
Which, God, I hope some of you guys have gotten to see this. If you hadn't, then it's a shame because now it's all government gray in there and shit.
Yeah.
But the Don Vincente was, like I said, one of my favorite places to bring people into because their eyes would get so big. They'd be like, "Where am I?" Like I said, I don't sell it short when I say it was like walking into a part of the Titanic.
It really was.
It was amazing.
That grand staircase when you came in. I mean, and the repeal day parties were great because everyone's dressed to the nines.
Right.
And it was like you have the flappers dancing and the big band playing and all that. And it was like stepping back in time when you walked into that building.
Pretty cool.
It was an amazing place.
Yeah, man. Well, rest in peace. You know what? I have a theory as to why SOCOM's at this corner. Department of Defense is right next to it because right there in the heart of it all, Scientology.
There you go. We got to defend us from Xenu when he comes.
I don't want them going through my mail, so that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah.
But they might be trying to keep an eye on the old Scientologists.
Well, now we got Palantir here.
Yeah, that's true, too. Oh, my God. We're becoming like freaking... Well, with McDill, too, it's like, geez, Louise. Well,
man.
Well, maybe if the bomb hits, they're coming for us.
Well, at least I'll either be
quick. Yeah.
I'll either be extremely safe, or I'll have no idea that I disappeared.
I want to go like that.
Yeah, 100%.
I want turn the lights out.
Yeah.
We're good.
Yeah, give me a 24-hour notice. I can drive there. I can watch it.
Yes, I want to see it with a big bottle of expensive bourbon.
Yeah, right.
And a fucking joint the size of a drumstick case.
And with that,
All right, I think that's gonna do it for our episode today. Hey guys, keep sending in those letters.
Yes, thank you so much.
Keep tuning in, and hey, let's all pull our money together and buy that building back from the Scientologists.
Ooh, I like this.
In the meantime, Taylor, anything to add?
No, I think I'm solid, except for, as usual, just, stop by the website, ebormutapodcast.com. And now also, if for those that like brevity, ebormuta.com.
Ooh.
Just make it simple.
Oh, you got both?
Yep. It's funny enough, a buddy of mine, I didn't even think about it, a buddy of mine messaged me, he goes, hey, do you know that ebormuta.com's available? I said, no,
I don't think a lot of people know what the hell eBormuda is.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't even think about doing that. He goes, well, I bought it.
Oh.
He goes, so here you go. I was like, cool, man. Thanks, dude.
All right, cool, man. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you very much, Nick.
All right,
You're a good
Nick,
friend.
Good stuff, man. I owe you a beer. All right, in the meantime, thanks as always for tuning in. This is Max Herman and Taylor Durden saying, keep coming to the Bermuda Triangle and get lost with us, baby.
Hey, man, and enjoy this upcoming Gasparilla season.
Yes, I'll see you out there. Arr.
See you guys. Bye.